Hi guys, this is Ben, and I was just in a Joey Pegasus tournament, and this is the deck that I used in it. As you see, it is a deck that's very similar to the deck that I showed that I used in the City Snake format tournament last week. Mainly did that because I still new to the older formats and I want to use a deck that I was more used to instead of just constantly using a new deck every single week or for every single locals that I go to hosted by Yugioh from Zero. Now first, I'm going to just talk about the differences of the deck. The first difference is that I put in Dream Clown, mainly because of it for a giant rat target that was mentioned in the City Snake tournament last week. Up next is the third Kaiku, because with Sinister Serpent Limited, I had space for another monster, and Kaiku was a good one to help counter opponents' Bazoos. And also the Skull Layers. The next change is that Graceful Charity is now semi-limited after the City Snake format, along with Hoppy Feather Duster being limited to 1. Also, as you can see, Darko is only in the side deck. I realized that I accidentally had Darko in the side and main deck when it was limited in City Snake format. Sorry about that, I just didn't realize that when I built the deck, and only realized that when I was looking back at the deck that I used. And also the final change is that I have 1 Torrential Tribute in the main deck, and 1 Torrential Tribute in the side deck. And as you see, I kept the same amount of cards. Total amount of cards I mean in the deck was just like 1 more monster and 1 less spell and trap. 1 less spell card. Now for the differences of the side deck, it is there being a heavy storm because with Hoppy Feather Duster limited, I put in a heavy storm in the side deck. 1 Bazoo for more monsters. Also, in case if I was up against a tribute heavy deck, I could have more Bazoos in my deck for banishing cards from grave to power it up very quickly. And 2 Fissures. These are here to deal with annoying monsters, or if my opponent only has 1 strong monster like Jinzo that's difficult to deal with, I can just activate a Fissure and destroy Jinzo or whatever annoying monster they have. Now, up next is just going over the total deck profile of the amount of cards that are here in total. I'll start off with in the main deck, I have 2 Bazoos, 1 Dream Clown, 3 Giant Rats, 1 Genzo, 3 Kaikus, 1 Magician of Face, 3 Mystic Tomatoes, 3 Nimble Momongas, 1 Sangan, 1 Sinister Serpent, 1 Witch of the Black Forest, 2 Gemini Elves, 1 Change of Heart, 1 Confiscation, 1 Delinquent Duo, 2 Graceful Charities, 1 Hoppy's Feather Duster, 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Mystical Space Typhoons, 1 Painful Choice, 1 Pot of Greed, 1 Premature Burial, 1 Raigeki, 1 Snatch Steal, 1 The Forceful Sentry, 1 Call of the Haunted, 1 Imperial Order, 2 Jaw of Greeds, still in here for MST, bait, and also in case if the opponent has a Hoppy Feather Duster, I can sword face down to act as bait as well, and then activate it and chain in response. 1 Mirror Force, 1 Skull Layer, 1 Torrential Tribute. And in the side deck, I have Cannon Soldier, Cyberjaw, 2 Morphing Jars number 2, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Heavy Storm, 3 Scapegoats, 1 Swords of Revealing Light, 1 Scar Layer, 1 Torrential Tribute, 1 Bazoo the Soul Eater, and 2 Fissures. And in the extra deck, it could be anything that you want to just throw in here. It's just in here to help throw off my opponent, so they don't instantly know what deck I'm on to. Because some decks that run no MPGX knows extra decks, like decks that are just like Rat Toolbox, which you could say my deck is like that. Since in my duels in this tournament, which I did go to round 2 this time, I went to round 2, which I enjoy that. I also won Mystic Tomatoes as well to help with the dark monsters, but this is just more so I can turbo into Sangan or Witch depending on the situation. Like if I have Giant Rat and Mystic Tomato up, I can crash one of them and go for Dream Clown. Well, not Dream Clown, I meant for this one I go for Nimble Mamon, because if it's my turn for Tribute Fodder, if I have Jinzo in hand. And for Mystic Tomatoes, I can go into a Witch or a Sangan, which will allow me to add any of the other monsters from my deck to my hand besides Jinzo. Because if you look at all the monsters... Wait. Actually, never mind. I can literally search out any monster with the Mystic Tomato Sangan Witch lineup. Because if you notice all the monsters, they either have 1500 or less attack points, or 1500 or less defense points. And Sangan searches out the monsters with 1500 or less attack, which is 1500 or less defense. Which can even search out Gemini Elf. Anyhow, that's it for this deck profile. Oh, actually, one little thing about for the duels in the tournament, I kept on forgetting about Sinister Serpent being in my graveyard. Gotta remember that next time. That's all. Bye!